All right, fifth grade, today we looked at Tim Burton's artwork and we talked a little bit about his architecture specifically. Today what you're going to be doing is using Sharpie to draw the silhouette of a Tim Burton inspired house. So at the drive-thru you need to get a messy mat because we're working with Sharpie, a small white piece of paper. At your seat you need to write your name and class code, Miss G, and your code, and flip it over. You're going to start by filling up this paper. We want your house to take up the majority of this space, and the first thing that I'm going to do is draw the walls of my spooky house. Now we talked about how Tim Burton's architecture or his aesthetic is a little bit off. There are things that are longer or shorter, things that are curvy or pointed that normally are not. So I'm going to draw the walls of my house and I'm going to have them kind of come in like a V. Usually when you draw the walls to a house, they're straight up and down. My next thing is I'm going to add in a little roof, okay? And when I draw that roof, I'm going to make it really pointy and really steep, right? I like to add a little bit of a U here for the overhang. And you might think about some other things in the house, maybe like an attic. An attic would be that part from above. And maybe I'm going to have the attic have a flat top to the roof. I could draw maybe like a balcony coming off, and I'm going to make it look kind of like it's a little bit flimsy. Maybe I could even draw a porch. Kind of think about the things that are at your house and how can I make them look a little bit spooky. Now before I start coloring all this in with black, I want to think about the negative space, the cutouts, maybe like windows. I could have a round window up at the top. These things are going to be left white. And I'm thinking a door at the bottom. Alright, once I have everything sketched out, I'm ready to Sharpie to color everything in. I'm going to add one or two more things in the background, but I don't want to do too much in the background. There are some things that I could add, though, to make it feel a little bit more spooky. Maybe like a crescent moon. Maybe some bats. Maybe ghosts. Those things in the background are extra things that you could add in to kind of give that more spooky vibe. I am going to start by outlining all my pencil lines first so that I know where I need to color and I know what parts need to be left white. I can't wait to see how these spooky houses turn out, fifth grade. When your house is finished and you've used really great craftsmanship to fill in black in the positive space, leaving the negative space white, you are ready to print. Printing is when you transfer an image from one surface to the next. You are going to be printing a color spectrum or a color pattern. I'm thinking about Roy G. Biv as I color in this foil with washable markers. One thing I want you to know about the foil is it's very fragile. If you are rough, it will rip, and you only get one piece. So I'm trying my best to kind of think about the color spectrum, tie-dye, Roy G. Biv, as I fill in my whole piece of foil, and I notice that the ink or the color from the marker kind of gathers in some spots, so I'm being really careful not to overlap colors and just fill it in as quickly as I can. I'm going to go right to the edge with the marker. My messy mat is also underneath because the next step is a little bit messy. And I don't want to touch any of this after I've got the marker on. When I have filled the whole piece of foil with color, I am going to use a spray bottle and I'm going to spray about 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And that's to make sure that the whole surface has gotten a spritz of water. Then I'm going to take my house, I'm going to leave the foil flat. I'm going to put my house on top. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get my house at the center of the foil. So I'm kind of using my fingers to guide. I can kind of lift up and down, but I want to get this at the center. Once it's on there, I cannot move it. My print is already starting to happen. That image that I colored is being transferred to my haunted house page. I'm gently giving it a back rub. Gently touching the house page to the foil. And when I've gotten every surface, my print is finished, I'm going to gently peel it up. And here is my house print. They turn out really cool 5th grade. This is finished. It's going to go on my messy mat. And if my foil is still usable, I'm going to pass it off to somebody else. A good way to clean it off is just to flip it over and do a print on your messy mat if there's any extra colors. Or you can use that other side. Either way would work.